Hi, guys. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, wonderful day. So, if you're popping on live, as I always suggest, say hi and where you're coming in from. Tag some teammates. Share this video on your personal page, team page. And what I wanted to do today was go over 4 things that could absolutely change your network marketing business. Hi, Bets. So, as Betsy has done, say hi, tag some teammates, share this video, give me some thumbs, some hearts, some smiley faces, just so I know that I'm coming through loud and clear. Hi, Cindy. So, here's the thing. And again, I'm going to clarify this. And again, there's a lot of every network marketing company has systems and trainings in place to get you going. But at the end of the day, the one thing that I always stress to people is outside of that, what are you going to do that's different? And I was thinking about this morning, I'm like, okay, what is going to really set network marketers up for success? Like, what is going to really move that needle forward? And I came up with 4 things, and these things are not to overwhelm you. These are 4 things that I want you to start thinking about as you progress in your network marketing journey. No matter if you've been in it for a day, a week, a month, a year, or 10 years, you got to start thinking bigger. So again, if you're coming on, as Betsy and Cindy have done, number 1, say hi and where you're coming in from. Number 2, tag some teammates or friends. Number 3, share this personal page, private page, wherever you want, but also some thumbs, some hearts, some wow faces, just so I know I'm coming through loud and clear. All right, now, the number 1 thing that network marketers need to do and start to focus on is your personal branding. Your personal branding is everything. Not the company's personal branding. Not the products that you're selling personal branding. Your personal branding. At the end of the day, the only thing that you own in your business is your personal brand. And what is your personal brand? So many people get so entangled with what their team is teaching that they forget about branding themselves. They forget about actually putting their own spin on things. They forget about having their own voice. So you may be asking yourself, well, Scott, how do I start building out my brand? The simple thing that you can do is this. Grab a piece of paper. And again, if you're on the replay, you can do hashtag replay. Grab a piece of paper, or you can even use this live. And here's the question that you need to ask yourself. And I'm going to ask you, and you type the answer in the chat box or write it down. Who do you serve? And if you want to do this later, just write down on a piece of paper, who do I serve? Who are the types of people that you serve and you help? And so again, I know who I serve. So I know who I need to brand things to. I serve entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, multipreneurs, network marketers, business coaches, insurance sales, general sales, financial services. That's my audience. So my brand is built around serving those people. Most people don't know who their brand is, and they don't know who they're serving. So if you know who you serve, type it in the chat box or write it down on a piece of paper. When you know exactly who you serve, you are on the first step to building out your personal brand, because You build all your content around people that are most likely going to be benefited by your product, your good, or your service. So if that makes sense, type a Y or a yes in the chat box. And again, tag some teammates, share this video, thumbs, hearts, wow faces, just so I know that I'm coming through loud and clear. And again, your personal brand is beyond important. Beyond important. Because if you don't have your personal brand, what else do you have? Now, that's the first step. Second step, every network marketer eventually should have your own personal website. I'm not talking about the website that your company provides you. You need your own personal website. So you may be asking yourself, well, if my company provides me a personal website, why do I need my own? If you look at the website that the companies provide you, what is it geared towards? It's geared towards that company and the products you're selling. What is it not geared towards you? What's it not geared towards? You and your personal brand. Remember, people say yes to you. They're not saying yes to the company or the products. They're saying yes to you. Anyone can get shakes and oils and CBD anywhere they want, and beauty products. They can go to the mall, they can order online, Amazon, eBay, but they choose you. Having your own personal brand. So when someone types in Scott Aaron, what do you think comes up on Google? ScottAaron.net. But if I was using a network marketing, www.isogenics.com/Scott Aaron, it's not going to come up. You have to think about branding. You got to think about search engine optimization. We are heavily moving into the technology age more than ever. And you can go to GoDaddy and you can get a website for like $9 a month or something, sometimes $20 for the year. Having your own personal website allows you to build it out in a way where you're branding yourself. You can put what you want on that. You can put your social links so you can direct people to anywhere you want. It's a game changer. So again, if that makes sense, Y or yes in the chat box. Tag some teammates, share this video. If you're on the replay, hashtag replay. And again, thumbs, hearts, wow faces, just so I know this is resonating. Now, so we talked about your personal brand, personal website. Eventually, what's going to help you even more? Your own business podcast. And here's why. If you know who you're speaking to, if you know who you're serving, create a podcast where people can be served while they're listening to you. So why do you think I created Network Marketing Made Simple podcast? Because I wanted network marketers around the world. It's actually listened to now in 92 countries around the world, my podcast. Because there's network marketers all over the world. So you may be thinking to yourself, I should have a podcast. I'm not skilled enough. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what to say. Yes, you do. Those are all stories. A podcast puts you into that space where you are the authoritative figure. And do you know how much it costs to start a podcast? $0. You go to anchor.fm. I'll type it in the chat box. You go to anchor.fm. Right there. I started my podcast from my phone with a free app. You don't need any money to start a podcast. You just start recording. You want to talk about building out your personal brand? You want to talk about being the authoritative figure? My good friend Emily Goff, who was on my podcast, she's a podcast coach. And I'll never forget, she came on my podcast and she said to me, she said, Scott, the most intimate experience that someone can have is listening to your podcast. And I said, well, why? And she said, because you're speaking directly to that person. She goes, you are literally in their ears, in the 6 inches between their ears. So Cindy says, why start a podcast? I am not ready for that, but why? Just looking to educate when it calls, then I have an idea. So here's the thing, and to Cindy's point, if you are waiting to be ready to start a podcast, you're never going to start a podcast. I wasn't ready to start mine, but I said, you know what? How can I put myself out there? You can, and here's the plain, simple truth. You are not connected to everyone on Facebook. You are not connected to everyone on LinkedIn. You are not connected to everyone on Instagram. So how can you get connected to more people? Start a podcast. Because now I have people listening to my podcast. My podcast gets anywhere between 2,000 to 4,000 downloads a month, which means I'm in the ears of 2,000 to 4,000 extra people a month. You're never ready to do a podcast. You just got to do it. You figure out who you're serving, how you want to serve them, and it's not about you being ready. Because when you're waiting for yourself to be ready, you're actually doing a disservice to those people that you could be serving by having a podcast because you have to get ready. That's not going to help people. That's only going to hold you back, and it's only going to hold your impact back from serving those people. A podcast is so, so important. So that's number 3. Number four. And number 4, again, it may overwhelm you. Your own personal or business blog. Your own personal or business blog. Now, the great thing when you have a website, there's a blog built right into it. Now, why are blogs good? Because it allows you to educate people in another way. It's all about search engine optimization. Someone goes to your website, they're going to want to read your blog. Not everyone hangs out on Facebook. Not everyone hangs out on LinkedIn, and not everyone hangs out on Instagram, but everyone's online. So why not have a way for anyone and everyone to connect with you online? By having a website, by having a podcast, and by having a blog. Rachel Hollis is the perfect example. She got her notoriety because she had a successful mom blog. Again, this comes back to the first one. Personal branding. When you know who you're serving, everything that you're going to do is going to be about serving those individuals. No, blogs are alive and well. I write a new blog once a week on my website. And that just helps for search engine optimization because the blogs are typed into your website. So if someone is searching network marketing tips, guess who may come up? So I know that you may be listening to this and you're like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. Listen, I get it. So what I'm going to do is I just typed in, so Nancy and I don't know if you guys know this, but Nancy and I, we've launched a new agency. It's called BYOB Agency. build your own business agency. It's for network marketers. It's for business coaches that are struggling in some of these areas. Getting your brand across, building out content, starting blogs, writing blogs. We have a program that's built out and we directly work with those individuals now. So if anyone's interested, you go to that website, you can schedule a call with myself or Nancy, and we can tell you more how we can help. But again, you have to start thinking bigger. You need to think about your personal brand. You need to think about having your own personal website. You need to think about having your own business podcast, and you need to think about having your own personal and business blog. The big thing that you have to remember is this. Your network marketing company owns everything but you. They own your downline. They own your back office. They own it all. The only thing they don't own is you. And if something goes ass backwards in your opportunity and that company shuts down, the only thing that you're going to have left at the end of the day is your own personal brand. So if you don't start building it now, it's never going to get built and everything may get taken away. But they can't take away your brand, and that's the most valuable asset that you have. So guys, I hope you found this helpful. Love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye, everybody.